Welcome to this yoga practice designed to help you release any tension or to start your day in a gentle way. Let's get comfortable and start by settling into a seated position. We will begin the practice with a few deep breaths. And if it feels right, you can close your eyes here. To start off, inhale, bring your arms overhead, and exhale, lowering them to heart center. And again, inhale, bring your arms overhead, and exhale, lower to heart center. Again, inhale, arms widen up, exhale to heart center, and repeat a few times, moving with your own breath. Inhale overhead, and exhale, lower. Now place your hands at your sides and we will gently circle our neck, starting to the right. Move slowly and gently without forcing any movement. And center and reverse the movement here, circling to the left. And come to center and roll your shoulders up and back, and reverse the movement. Roll your shoulders up, forward and down. From here, now come onto all fours to your 4-point kneel. Lift your right knee to the side and we will draw some circles with our knees. Begin circling to the back, keeping your gaze just in front of your hands and avoid dropping your head to maintain a straight spine. And reverse the circles, moving your knee to the front. Place your right knee down and switch sides, circling with the left hip and creating big circles with your knee. And reverse the movement. Your knee now is drawing circles towards the front. And come back to center and we'll do some cat-cow movements. So inhale, arching into cow pose, exhale, rounding into cat. Inhale, cow, lift your chest and gaze. And exhale, cat pose, tuck your chin. Inhale, cow, draw your shoulders back. And exhale, press through the hands and feel the stretch between your shoulder blades. Flow with your breath for a few rounds. To come into child's pose, sit back and walk your arms forward. Rest your forehead on the mat, stretching your arms to the front and breathe deeply here. This flow is very yin-inspired and we will stay around 5 to 10 breaths in each asana. So take your time and really connect with your breath. And walk your hands to the right side, bringing your belly over your right side, feeling the stretch along your left upper body. Breathe deeply, and with every exhale, you can go deeper into your stretch and walk your hands even more towards the right side. Then walk your hands towards the left, stretching your right side body. Your forehead can rest on your mat, and with every exhale, try to deepen your stretch. From here, return to center and then come forward into a high plank. And from here, exhale, lower knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale, lifting into baby cobra. And exhale, press back through plank and then into your first downward facing dog. Distribute your weight between your hands and feet and keep your knees soft and lengthen your spine. Your feet are hip width apart and your sacrum is pointing towards the corner of the room. Gaze between your hands, step in between your hands, and exhale, come into a ragdoll dangling pose. You can bend your knees as much as needed. You can sway up and down, left to right, and move your head towards your right and left arm. And inhale, rise to standing, arms overhead. Bring your hands to your heart center and come into mountain pose. We'll flow through a few sun salutations here. So inhale, your arms up, optional back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms and step back into high plank. Lower through chaturanga or knees, chest and chin. And inhale, lift to baby cobra. From here, exhale, press back to downward dog and hold your down dog for 5 breaths. Remember your cues here. Gaze between your hands, step forward, inhale to halfway lift, and rise to standing with arms overhead, adding a slight back bend, and return to your mountain pose. We'll repeat this flow twice more, allowing each breath to guide your movement. So inhale, your arms up, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to high plank, lower through chaturanga or knees, chest and chin. Inhale, lift to baby cobra. And exhale, press back into your down dog. Hold here for 5 breaths. Remember your cues here, your fingers are spread wide, your armpits turn towards each other, your gaze is at your knees. Gaze between your hands, step forward, inhale, halfway lift, exhale, forward fold, and inhale, rise to standing, snap back bend, hands to heart center, and mountain pose. Inhale your arms up, exhale, forward fold, inhale, halfway lift, exhale, plant your palms, step back to high plank, exhale, knees, chest and chin, inhale, baby cobra, and exhale, push up to high plank and come into your downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg up and bring your right knee behind your right wrist, coming into pigeon pose. Fold forward, resting your forehead on the mat. This is such a great stretch to release any tension in your hips and glutes. Feel free to place a cushion or a block under your hips here if it helps to square them. To deepen the stretch, you can bring your right foot more forward towards the front of the mat. To come out of your sleeping pigeon pose, walk your hands back and lift your upper body. And now bring your left leg forward into a one-legged forward fold. Your right foot is pressing into the inside of your left quad. And inhale, lift your arms, and exhale, reach over your left leg. No worries if you can bring your nose to your knee. Feel free to use a strap here. Inhale your arms up and bring your left leg on top of your right for cow face pose. So your knees are stacked on top of each other, your sitting bones are grounded. And now reach your right arm overhead and your left arm behind, finding your shoulder opening bind. Hold here and breathe deeply. You can close your eyes if it feels comfortable. Now release and come into your forward fold, bringing your lower arms onto the mat and rounding your spine. Your gaze is just between your hands. Now release, uncross your legs and step back to high plank, lowering knees, chest and chin. Inhale, come to cobra. And exhale, come to your downward facing dog. We will now repeat the pigeon and cow face sequence on the left side. So with your next inhale, lift your left leg and bring your left knee behind your left wrist, coming into pigeon pose. Feel free to place a cushion or block under your hip if it helps to square them. And with your next exhale, fold forward, resting your forehead onto the mat. Stay here for 10 breaths and go deeper with every exhale. Walk your hands back, bring your right leg forward into a one-legged forward fold. So your left foot is pressing into the inside of your right quad this time. And inhale, lift your arms and exhale, fold forward over your right leg. Again, feel free to use a strap here and lean forward as much as possible. It is okay to be a bit uncomfortable, but always listen to your body. With your next inhale, rise and bring your right leg on top of your left for cow face pose. So your knees are stacked again, your sitting bones are grounded, and this time reach your left arm overhead and your right arm behind and finding the bind. Here you can also use the strap to find the bind behind your back. Hold and breathe deeply and close your eyes if it feels okay for you. And release and bring your forearms to the mat and round your spine. Bring your chest to your knees. Make sure your sitting bones stay grounded into the mat. To release, uncross your legs and step back to high plank, lower knees, chest and chin. And from here, with your next inhale, come to cobra. And exhale, come into your downward facing dog. Always remember your cues here and connect with your breath. Gazes at your knees. And step forward and come to a seated position. Your legs are tucked, your hands are just one hand length behind your shoulders, and with your next inhale, push your hips towards the sky and come into a reverse tabletop position. Your gaze is towards the sky, your knees, hips and shoulders in one line. And keep pushing your hips towards the sky and keep breathing here. Make sure your shoulders are stacked above the wrist and the knees above the ankles. Lower your hips and come into a seated staff pose. From here we'll come into our seated forward fold. Be free to use a strap. Otherwise, inhale your arms up and hinge at the hip and lower your nose to the knee. You will stay here for 10 breaths. You can rise with your inhale and exhale, deepen your stretch into your forward fold. Inhale your arms up, come to staff pose, tuck your legs and lower slowly towards the mat. Walk your feet a bit closer towards your sacrum and we'll come into bridge pose. So with your next inhale, Push your hips towards the sky, find the bind with your hands behind your back and roll onto your shoulders. As an alternative, you can support your lower back with your hands. Lower here, straighten your right leg and hug your left knee into your chest and your left armpit for wind relieving pose. Come into your spinal twist by dropping your knee towards the right and your gaze is towards the left over your shoulder. And switch sides, straighten your left leg and take a hold of your right knee and hug your knee into your chest and your right armpit. And for your spinal twist, drop your right knee towards the left and your gaze is towards the right over your shoulders. And come to center and find your happy baby pose. Grab the outside of the soles of your feet and press your knees into your armpits to create this resistance between the hands and the feet. Create length in your lower back body by pressing the tailbone towards the floor. And you can even gently massage your spine by slightly swaying left and right. Finally, squeeze up into a ball and release everything you have and lower onto your mat for Shavasana. Let your feet fall open, arms at your sides and your palms up. Relax your entire body from your toes to your head. If any thoughts arise, just accept them and focus on your breath. You can stay here as long as you like. I hope you enjoyed today's flow and please like, comment and subscribe for more. Thank you for joining me and I hope to see you again soon.